Welcome to show 6. To the end of everything. It's all over. They've all packed up and left. I am the Divine David, and I have my fingers in my pockets because it's nippy. I can see you, and you're beautiful. And on tonight's show, we have Paolo, pedestrians, and we have this, and this, and this. Ooh, ah. Isn't that gorgeous? I am the Divine David, and I am a visionary. I know how humanity will celebrate the end of the 20th century. It will lose interest, become bored, stop eating, and we'll all just fall around dead. Looking back over the 20th century, we think of Dame Edith Sitwell, dead. Winston Churchill, dead. George V, dead. Hitler, dead. Nazism, to a certain extent, dead. Everything is dying. The Suez Canal has dried up. Modernism is over. Rural bus services, finished. The Bobby beating on his beat, he's gone. Virginia Bottomley, she died. Free school meals, gone over. Free school milk, finished, dried up. The bosom of human kindness, just a dry old leather bag. What used to be a beautiful plump bosom full of beauty and bounty for everybody, dried up like an old spaniel's ear. Tonight, we remember Olaf, Kate Ade, all dead. It won't bring them back, but it may make them smile. The 20th century is dying. Oh yes, the 20th century will be remembered. On the eve of the dawn of the new millennium, every man, woman, and child, marsupial, amphibian, will scream. Tuberculosis everywhere around. We're all going to die. I'm looking forward to it. Come and join me. We think of paperback writers. D.H. Lawrence, dead. Benny Hill, dead. Jane Austen, dead. All consumed by the 20th century. Eat it. One of the biggest phenomena of the 20th century was the way that hundreds of thousands of British people died. They collected and stored goods, consumer durables, in their cupboards. And hundreds of thousands of them opened the cupboard's door and died under an avalanche of consumer durables. Skewered to the floor of their kitchens by curling ones and toasters and sandwich makers. And what replaced these articles, these chattels? Why, nothing but bits of paper. Television will end. Oh, yes. Soon life will become but a hologram. Oh, yes. Just a projection. There'll be no more solid objects at all. Mine is the last voice you will ever hear. Mine is the last voice you will ever hear. Mine is the last voice you will ever hear. This'll make you shit. What the hell was that?
Hello. You're probably wondering what I'm doing. I'm rehearsing contemporary dance, and this is going to be this week's masterclass. Contemporary dance is the new international language. Contemporary dance permits you a vocabulary far more comprehensive than mere words. For example, can you guess what this one means? Anger, that's right. Notice how I have my hands. Frustration. Joy. Despair.
Oh, it's quite a physical show this week. Not only can contemporary dance be utilized to express mere emotion, but also colors. Let me show you. Red. That's right. Yellow. Brown. I think you're getting the point of it all now, aren't you? A contemporary dance can take place in any situation. You could be waiting for a bus and be a bit bored waiting for it. Why not fill in that time by doing a contemporary dance? Soon you'll have the whole bus queue joining in with you. And before you know where you are, you'll be a loose alliance of contemporary dancers. Now then, with the help of this scarf, I've chosen a beautiful tangerine orange, a very spiritual colour. I'm now going to do a dance which is based on a domestic dispute. Now, remove any ornaments or objets d'art that you may have around you. I think you have to agree that that's a lot more entertaining and expressive than arguments. Now, I'm wearing a very figure-hugging, body-conscious garment. You probably don't have anything like that in your wardrobe. But maybe you could wrap yourself up in some cling film. That would be very attractive. Another important element of contemporary dance is what one does facially during the dance. I always go for a sort of pastoral concentration. But only where that supports the movement, which supports the expression, which illustrates the emotion. Yes, contemporary dance is quite complicated. And of course, that dance says, good night, and thank you for joining me during this masterclass.
Oof. And now postbag. It's the last postbag of the series. And it has taken it out of me. I wonder what I've got in this envelope. It feels quite cold. Something tells me that this is a secretion that marks the passing from adolescence into adulthood. But I think that this is quite an old sample. What must one is out? This is the yes, I don't. I am the divine David.
I'm off to Fantasyland.
They say it's very good if you drink your own. Mine's gone a bit cloudy. Now this feels a bit more reassuring. It's got a shape and feel that we've become familiar, haven't we, over the weeks together? That's right. It's a video. And we're going to look at it together.
There's nothing I enjoy more than hurtling around the countryside in a car similar to this one. Do you think I look like I could be in Baywatch? Beautiful, smashed up vehicles. I believe that we all live in the Garden of Eden. In nature, the bee has the honeycomb. We humans, well, we have piles of cars. And of a quiet afternoon, you can hear the smashing of glass, the tearing and explosion of rubber. It just makes you dream of the day when the whole world is tarmacked and everybody has a car. Take this, for example, this old car panel. It puts one in mind of skin grafts that they use in hospital. Yes, they may take some flesh from your buttock and put it somewhere else. It really is the most glamorous location on Earth. And of all the vehicles here, this really is my favorite. It's a Mini 25. Listen to this. Isn't that wonderful? The sound of the 20th century. Dying. This tomato, it represents a human. Watch what happens when the soft, pulpy flesh of the tomato meets the hard, unyielding steel of the car. Just look what can happen to a human brain, a human head. at the hands of the automobile industry. I ask you, is it worth it?
I was just wondering, do you think my hair's grown since last week? Hello. When I was a small child, I knew a family who had a holiday caravan on the shores of Windermere. And you know what happened? It was propped up by bricks, and one day, some naughty children, me included, we removed the bricks, and the caravan just slid into the lake. None of them could swim, and we just stood around laughing and touching each other as the caravan went below the surface of the water. Quite funny. They've had to have been there. I'm going to talk to you about rabbits. If there's such a thing as reincarnation, I'd like to come back as a rabbit. They live such full lives, making love, writing novels, poetry, that sort of thing. Oh, yes, the world of the rabbit is a very fascinating and very beguiling place to be. Who hasn't given succor to a small child whose pet rabbit perhaps has been savaged by next door's dog or a wayward fox? They are more than just the trim on a Parker hood, favoured by the mods and children from low-income families. Rabbits. They can be very rewarding creatures. But one thing you must never do with rabbits, and that is brush their fur up the wrong way. They hate being brushed up the wrong way. Haven't they got lovely teeth? Rabbits, the facts. 1. Rabbits suffer very badly from wind. This is because they eat a lot of greens. The best way to alleviate your rabbit's wind is to squeeze it very tightly or puncture it lightly with a skewer. Fact number 2. Handle your rabbits for a short time, often and regularly. Number 3. Resist poking your rabbit in the eyes. Fact number 4. Never pick a rabbit up by its ears. They don't like it. Fact 5.
Clean your hutch out at least 3 times a year.
Fact 6.
A baby rabbit is called a kitten.
Fact 7. And a doe, if impregnated, is with child for 28 days.
And that's the wonderful world of rabbits. I am the divine David. He crept into my room and touched me.
And now, a historic part of the series. It's the last package that we're going to explore together. I wonder what it's going to be. Oh. It's with mixed emotions that I now present to you the last video of the series. We've had some fun, haven't
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we reach the end of the road, the end of the series. Thank you for staying with me. We've seen the future.
It dissolved!
All of us have only got one place to go. The future. Goodbye.
Farewell.
Piss off.
Hello.
Goodbye. I am the divine David. Whoosh. You're an illusion.
Prescription drugs.
The truth.
Sell it up. Yes, sir.
Pornography.
Und.
Prescription drugs.
And it was good. Bye. Bye. Didn't we almost have it all? Be brave. I'll be thinking of you.